My name is Shante King, and I am the playwright and director of God's Grace is Sufficient. The play is about 4 college-age females who are encountering life situations. They're growing females, their life stories. It shares with the audience that Christians, they have problems, that just because you're saved, that your problems don't go away.
I'm playing the character Rachel Nair. She's a Christian, and she's basically like the friend of all the characters. The majority of the characters know everybody else through Rachel. Her biggest obstacle, I would say, kind of being like an example to her friends, leading her friends. She has 2 roommates. Neither are saved or Christians, or anything like that. She had been abstinent for over 3 years, and she ended up backsliding with the guy that she was dating, a coworker, and she had sex. The lesson that she learned is she's not perfect. You have to try every day to be Christ-like, to seek God first in everything that you do, and nobody's perfect. Christians, non-Christian, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes.
I'm playing Elizabeth Montgomery, and Elizabeth went through a lot, from her parents dying, from him being addicted to drugs, to being with different guys all the time that she just couldn't count how many guys she was with. She was separated from her siblings, so she pretty much had to take care of herself, and she grew up really fast. And she met Rachel when she was going through the process, and Rachel helped her become Christ-like by living her life as an example to Liz.
I play a character named Simone. In this play, Simone is in an abusive relationship. She is seeking for love, and she finally realizes whether or not she should stay with Drake or she should leave Drake. At the beginning of the play, Simone is a weaker character. She basically depends on Drake for everything. It's all about Drake. She comes from a single-parent family, and her father is the parent that is missing. She actually is seeking for the attention from the father figure and the love that she was missing from him. So she takes the abuse that Drake gives her because she thinks that that is the love that she is supposed to receive from the male figure. As the plot begins to build, she starts to get from Rachel different things as far as knowing how to go to Jesus for love and not look to any man for fulfillment, and how Jesus can give her the agape love.
In the play, I play Jessa. She's kind of ditzy, well, not too ditzy. She's random, and she wears things that most people probably wouldn't wear at the same time. So she's like tacky and just weird, and she's very random. At the beginning, she's kind of like immature, but with the help of the other girls, Jessa is, I guess she grows up, especially towards the end of the play she gets saved. So with Rachel and Liz, they're helping her. It's kind of, I guess, obvious that she's going to get saved in the end.
We had the announcements at church. They were just basically saying anybody who wanted to be in the play or is interested in helping, behind scenes or actor, actress, whatever, just come to tryouts. We had our tryout day. That day we basically had to get up on stage and do like some improv. And I didn't select the character. We were just doing improv, and Shante kind of assigned us a character.
Shante, she was like, oh, we're having a new play. It's going to be God's Grace is Sufficient. I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to totally do this. And I began with starting off as trying out for Rachel, but Shante was like, oh, you're Jessa. You're totally Jessa. So that's how I got the part playing Jessa.
She was telling me that she's directing a new play called God's Grace is Sufficient. And so I decided maybe, I'll go ahead and get in the play and see what it's about. And truly, I really loved what I did and really loved the character that she knew that would be fit for me.
I knew I wanted to be a part of the play, but I wanted to be behind the scenes. But Shante called me up and was like, I really want you to audition for this play. And I really think I did terrible. But then Shante was like, you did a real good job. Thank you for auditioning. And then the next day at church on Sunday, she was handing out papers to who got the parts. And she gave Tasha the paper first. And I was kind of looking through the paper. You know how you can see through white sheets of paper? I was kind of looking through it when Tasha was holding it up. And I saw my name second. And I was like, oh my God. And then Shante handed me, and I saw that I was Elizabeth Montgomery.
My initial thought was, I thought I could actually select the character that I wanted to kind of try out for, and I never would have selected Rachel. It was hard because I didn't feel like I could actually relate to it. I always felt like when I'm acting, I can do either extreme, like do something to the extreme, like either be really, really goofy or hardcore or something like that, and Rachel's just kind of, in between. And it just took a lot of focusing, basically, and just trying to relate.
I think this cast is completely awesome. I have to say that this was probably the best ensemble that I've ever worked with. They were all very helpful. They were all very obedient. They followed directions. No one ever said I can't.
It was so much fun. I mean, this has been, I don't know, me and my castmates, we got really close. And it was just fun practicing every Friday and Saturday we practiced, and we just developed a bond.
I think the members grown very much together. At the beginning, there's different age groups. There's some young, there's some older, there's some in between. But as rehearsals went on, as we got comfortable with each other, it just became more relaxed. You knew what the other person was saying. It's like everyone knew everybody else's line to know when you were coming in. And as the time went on, we really grew together to know each other pretty good.
I get nervous like a whole lot, but Shante helped a whole lot. It was different because I usually just sit around and draw or sing. So the acting was it was a challenge, really, like seriously a challenge.
In rehearsals, it was getting there each and every time. I think the very last rehearsal is when I really saw it exactly how I saw it when I was writing it, and I was amazed. I was laughing as if it were the first time I've seen it, and feeling all the emotions that all the characters were going through.
Nobody's perfect, and everybody has problems. Everybody's different. Like, everybody's not going to have the same problem, and just that God's grace is sufficient.
What their storyline can be multiplied throughout the members of this body, let alone the members of this community. It was truly a story of God's grace, His divine restoration in the lives of people, and to see it from an individual level, from the individual actors and situations, to how His grace was sufficient for all of them, sent a strong, powerful message of redemption to the congregation and to all those who came to see it.
Maybe this play would inspire a whole lot of people, maybe, to help them change, their lifestyle and their lives.
No matter what you have done or put yourself through, all the mess that you put yourself through, all the mess that you are ashamed of and probably wouldn't tell anyone else about, things that you think God could never forgive you for, He will and He can, He's able, and He's loving enough to do that. We don't deserve it, but because of His mercy and grace, He will.
I think this is just the beginning of greatness for the drama ministry. I just think that God is going to do something really awesome with this ministry, and I really want to be a part of it.
I think that there will be a lot to come from them. I think it will inspire other younger people as well as older people to join the actual ministry. And, in the future, as far as the play goes, I think there will be more to come. Surprisingly, I know that I will be in more and, don't see me going anywhere. So I think that it will turn out good.
I already want to know what we're going to do next. It's just, I'm very excited because I thought I would never be acting. So I'm just so excited. Like, Shante, she has a vision, and God is definitely using her.
This kicked in the door for many more to come. The spirit of excellence that's came with it. You know, I'm a firm believer in giving God the very best that you have. If He can trust you with what you have, He'll always give you more. And they maximized the potential that they had in not only in talent, but in props and in the sanctuary. They did it to the best of it. I don't think it could have been done any better.
I just want to thank everyone who participated, thank everyone who was so faithful in carrying out the vision, who came in with the right spirit, the right mindset. God, He's very pleased with that, and I'm very pleased with that, and I would love to work with all of you again in the future, and I thank you.